Come on. There we go. Better not be Titan blood. Perfect. I'll take this guy any day.
No rest.
And we're just gonna go with a regular bash just in case. Good, good, good. Perfect. Hey, we got a robot enhancement for that one. And we learned Hurricane. Okay. All right. Let's go get her back. And then we just have to focus on running from fights.
Tell me. Changed your mind? Want my help after all?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, Sundown. I loved having you. You were great.
Don't die on me now, you hear?
I won't. But thank you.
Yeah.
Man, that kills me on the inside. Alright. Now we just gotta focus on running. I'm gonna run back to the balm grass. Though I do feel like I have more encounters up here in the mountains. Normally. I don't even know what number I'm at. I should look back through everyone's equipment real quick. I should. Let's see what we've got. Let's see. Ooh, Cosmic Helm is an option. Okay, hold on. First things first, I want to make sure... Oh, Cosmic Helm and Genji Helm do the same thing. Then I'll go ahead and give you a Genji Helm then. Canes of Blessings. I should look at each of these items first. Okay, no effect on that one. Attack. Prize. Open the giant's eye and turn enemies to stone. I think I want to put that on Akira, actually. Oh, that's convenient. That's convenient indeed. Okay, so it gives you the shatter immunity on the cosmics. I'm just seeing what I've got. Any other... Summon the shade of an ancient mage to torment the enemy. Call a shower of bladed shards down upon enemies in the area. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, right. That's what the unicorn horn does. It's been a while. Okay. So you've got a fertility charm. Okay. You've got a unicorn horn. And you've got a fertility charm. Okay. We're gonna go for that one with that. Okay, that's the bladed thing. And then I want to give you the one that's, yeah, Eye of Argos. Yeah, because that seems like a better idea. Having the blessing of an ancient divinity. What about if I gave it to you? Yeah, mermaid tights seem like a good idea for you. Oh, let's see. Otherworldly artifacts studded with the eyes of countless denizens of the dark. God. Swimming love that retains the blessing of a forgotten goddess. Okay. Well, I'm glad for some of the status immunities we do have here. We'll give you the Cosmic Glove. Because you're the only one that wasn't resistant to the insta-kill. Yeah, that feels right. Because I don't think... Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Bird of Paradise Tail Feather. What did that one do? Hold on. Da, 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 da. Can't I sort these by type? Would not be pocket lint, unicorn horn. There we go. I thought did I have multiple of that? Hold on. Oh, I did. All right, that's fine. Okay. We've got everything all queued up. So now it's just a matter of getting into the fight. And making sure that we save it from time to time. Because if I don't, then, you know, and we die or something, not going to be the easiest. On the plus side, though, I can use this as an excuse to go look for more healing items. So that's good, at least. But I think we've got our final team. Keywords being think in this case. I still have no clue how many fights we've run from, though. It cannot have been more than 100. Maybe I'll just go in to the final boss area. Like, I'm gonna go grind up some of the heals, but if I go into the final boss area, maybe that'll allow me to get into more fights that I can run from. Keywords in this case being maybe. Where was that? No? Okay. That was just a weird looking little twig thing. Oh. We got another attack. Oh, the ship thing. Might as well just leave. You know, I wish I had been keeping count, but it doesn't tell me. Unfortunately. I don't know if this is a spawn point for bad guys. I don't think it is. Come on. I want to get as much of the healing items as I can for what lies next. Too bad I can't just get like a concentrated collection of this balm grass that I would make. Like if I could just grind up balm grass and then go somewhere and then do a like distillation process of it. That would be great. I'm trying to make rules for myself about how I go grind for this grass. Because I want the stuff that's going to involve me taking some of the most steps so that this way I can, you know, increase my encounter chances. But, you know, so far we're doing good. I'll have plenty of balm grass to go into the final fight with. And the 2 optional bosses. Okay, save. It's at least 2 whole sets of balm grass. Huh. Okay. Hey. Think maybe one more set of 2 on the balm grass. Goodbye. I wonder what, like, if there's an area for the most dense number of fights that one can have. Like, you know, if I go into somebody's trial that we've already completed and I just keep going, like, back and forth inside of there, if I'll eventually... Okay. I'm going to get one more set of balm grass. We're going to save it, and then I'm just going to go run around places. Trying to get that leopard to show up. I think this might be the closest I get to 100%ing a game. I mean, with the exception of Horizon Zero Dawn. That one I went and got every achievement for. That was on my own. In the OG, Masaharu's trial had an abnormally high encounter rate. Not in this one from what I can tell, though. Of course. Of course. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Oh well. On the plus side, though, at least in the spare time that I've been having, because, you know, when you're sick and not feeling well and preparing for a procedure and everything like that, you end up watching a lot of anime. So I watched Cells at Work Code Black and began to feel absolutely abysmal for how I've been treating my body. I don't remember if I just saved it or not, so... because, you know, nothing makes you feel worse about how you treated yourself than, like, listening to stuff. It is higher in this one? Okay, cool. You can probably just make your way to the other boss and run from all the fights in the meantime. That was my other thought, too. But also, thank you, Mecha Nerd. So, I'm trying to remember where Masaharu's trial was. Because I believe we went to it. I had the item. No, I thought I missed something. I feel like it was in the town somewhere. So I'm like, wait a minute. No, his was the one with the thing that we battled out front, right? And it was that one that we were in where we got teleported to Akira's. So let's go back. I forgot that the river did that. And my brain was like, why aren't we going to where I thought we were? Isn't there a hidden path here with healing items, or is that not actually a thing? I swear, like, now's the time that I can, like, do this and go check and stuff. What monster made this random generation mob? What person? I can barely handle Titan blood on its own, let alone surrounded by a whole bunch of bugs. Oh, man. You know, I thought there was like a... Maybe that was just for... Oersted's story, but that's fine. Well then, in that case... Let's go to Masaharu's and run around a little bit. Because we've done everything else. Why am I seeing this now? Did I, like, pass a Hold up. Did I pass a threshold now, and now I'm getting, like, harder mob boss spawns or something? Like, maybe my stats are higher now or something? I have no idea. Yeah, isn't this one Masaharu? In his trial? Yeah, Trial of Power. Oh, yeah, you're right. This one does have a higher spawn rate. Because I remember us running into so much stuff. Outward we go. I'm glad that I bothered to get that optional boss fight out of the way and get the really overpowered item for Pogo. Best decision I could have made. Yeesh. Thanks, but no. Big pass. I wonder how somebody found this out to begin with. Like, that it was 500, because I can honestly say the way that I've been playing this game, even with me having gotten, I believe, everybody's trials done. Yeah, I think I did everyone's. Oh, 100? Not 500? Oh. Well, that's good. That's great. I'm happy for that. Maybe I should save it, actually. I thought it was 500. This whole time I was like, okay, cool, we're going to be grinding for like a few hours. Everybody get your popcorn buckets and straddle in. But, no, if it's 100, that's fine. Because I was like, yeah, there's no way that somebody got like 500 runs, you know, runaways, essentially, in one fight. Or, you know, in one playthrough. So there's no... I was like, I'm not seeing anything for a while. I haven't been able to go 2 steps without something. It kind of wigs my brain out a little bit that the shadows are actually purple. While we're in here. Everywhere else they've been like black. But because of the color shader that they have on stuff. Though, don't get me wrong, I do love the... like, the basis of, like, the having the purple be black in like the old school games. In fact, specifically, I have a Funko Pop hanging out in my collection that is specifically the, it's a pixelated Jason, but it's from the Friday the 13th NES game that's impossible to beat. And then I have a, like, regular in-color pixelated Freddy Krueger. Because if I'm gonna have the one, I gotta have the other in pixelation form. Like, that's just not right to do one and not the other. But I had a personal reason to get pixelated Jason. Because, so my first console when I was a kid was the SNES. I can tell you every single game that we had for it, and it was like a total of 7. I know, right? Also, hi, Edok. But, so yeah, the SNES was my first one. I had a game called Chuck Rock, Mortal Kombat 2. I had Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario World. That's what it was. Super Mario World. Street Fighter 2, Killer Instinct, Slime Ball, Extra Innings, the baseball game. I know a lot of them were some bangers, and then a few of them were not. Like, I could not figure out how to beat Slime Ball to save my life. But Extra Innings I'd play all the time with my little brother. I loved playing Extra Innings with him. And I have perfectly memorized, like, the first couple levels of Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country. So that was the first console I played growing up. I somehow still have Mortal Kombat 1 and F-Zero sealed. Ooh, if they do that F-Zero remake that they keep rumoring that they're gonna do, the value of that one's gonna skyrocket. Not that I'm suggesting that you sell it. I'm a person who collects things and never sells them. But I like knowing the value of the items that I have. It also makes it easier to get them insured in case anything happens. So, like, I know how much all of the Funko Pops in my collection are worth. I'm never going to sell them, but I know what they're worth. So, yeah, anyway, my first console was the SNES. When I was a kid, moved up into my parents' attic to have, like, my own bedroom. There's, like, an actual bedroom up there and everything. So yeah, I had moved up there, and while we were, like, moving stuff around, cleaning things out for me to, like, have a livable space up there, we found a console that had been given from my cousin to my father, like, years ago, and it was the original NES. So, also, by the way, in case you ever need to know, you can get, like, if you have, like, a room of collectibles, right, and the collectibles are worth a lot, like, say that you have, like, a container of Pokemon cards, like that pink thing in my background. Behind Freddy Fazbear there. If you have, like, a collection of Pokemon cards from the 90s, and, like, some Funko Pops that are worth a lot, and some first edition comic books and all that kind of stuff, you can actually get that insured, so that this way, like, if anything happens, the insurance will cover it. I know for a fact that my boss has the, like, office of his house insured. No, don't worry about it. Oh, I left. I was so focused on running around. I should probably save it, though. But yeah, so anyway, that NES console, with it came a copy that still had the box for Friday the 13th, the NES game, and also the NES. So, like, trust me, I tried, like, it was opened, but, I tried playing that Jason game, and boy, was I not able to. I wasn't actually able to successfully play any of the games that we had that came with the NES. I believe I had Skate or Die on there. Like, I think there was only like 4 or 5 games that we had. And then there's a mom and pop shop that's like kind of a small chain around by where I live that specializes in selling retro games as well. Like, they sell other stuff. Like, they'll sell CDs and movies and stuff. And lately they've been getting a little more overpriced. But, so essentially I go there and like buy physical copies of retro games. Like, I bought Super Mario Bros. 3 for my NES there. Like, I bought, like, so many of the games that I have physical copies of are ones that I've bought there. Just because I like the stuff. You know, I would totally share pictures of my Pokemon cards, but if I did that, like, I would have to do a video where I show you guys my Pokemon cards if I was going to do it, because I have just so many Pokemon cards. I've been collecting Pokemon cards since a kid that had a crush on me in preschool gave me my very first pack of Pokemon cards. And my very first Pokemon card ever. I still have it. I know, right? Isn't that adorable? And that would have been in 98, 99, something like that. And I still have one of the Pokemon cards. I probably have others from that same set, but I have the very first one I opened up and got from that kid. I still have it in like a little protective like packaging thing in that pink binder that's behind me. And it was a Bulbasaur. So yeah, I still have that to this day. And I still have other ones from, like, when I was a kid, but, like, the ones that I went out of my way to get as I grew up, because my favorite card in the entire deck that I had was Dark Dragonair, back from when they were making the Team Rocket packs. I used to get those all the time, and I got a Dark Dragonair in one of those packs. So I spent the rest of, like, my growing up trying to get different Dragonairs. Anymore, I've started just collecting them for the art. My favorite was Dark Blastoise. Yes, I love Blastoise. But yeah, so throughout my, like, especially because all the kids were trading cards at school, and like I was raised by a person who was a collector of things and understands their values, and he's like, you are to never sell things. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm never to sell things. But that meant that I could, like, bamboozle kids into being like, yeah, finally, I got that Raticate I really wanted. And meanwhile, I'm like, cool, thanks for the trade for the light Dragonair. So I do have a light Dragonair, too. I don't think it was an actual trade for Eradicate. I don't remember what it was. But, like, yeah, I collected all my cards. I still have my original Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. And I stopped collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards after Slifer the Sky Dragon, Raw, and... oh, what was the name of the blue one? After those 3 became a thing. I've been much more around and collecting my my Pokemon cards. Ooh, okay. Hold on. I'm going to take a moment to look. Actually, while I'm running things, I'm just gonna keep running. I'm loving some of the original art here. Hold on, I'm gonna make it a little bigger for me. Glare makes it a little rough. I do have that same muck. Wait, you got a Ho-Oh? How? Let's see. I have that Pinsir, for sure. I have the Butterfree and the Poliwhirl. Although I do appreciate the Digimon cards that you have in there from the original run. I don't remember where I have those. Oh, sorry, I just looked over and saw that you typed that about that as I was, like, thinking it. Ninetales I might have. Not 100% sure. See, my brain's on the same wave. When they started bringing back the Digimon cards, I ended up getting some. So I have a set that is a promotional set of packs from like a magazine. Like there was a magazine that was talking about Digimon cards, and it like gave you like your first set, and it was all of the like starter versions of the Digimon from like the show from the like 2000s. Which brings me up to one retro game I am looking forward to being able to play with you guys down the road. It is not going to be anytime soon. Just because in order to play this game, I have to prep immensely. Yeah, I have to... In order to play this, it's going to take a lot of work on my end because I've never beaten this game despite putting hundreds of hours into it as a kid. The game in question is the very first Digimon World that came out on the PlayStation 1. It was a black disc, by the way. That was a game I owned as a kid. I know, right? It's gonna suck. I watched a guy on YouTube play through the entire thing once. Just because I was so... I was curious. I was like, I've never seen how this game ends. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I watched this kid do it, and I still have absolutely no clue how to beat the game. I even watched him go back and do the optional boss in it, because there is an optional boss at the very end. And you die a lot. You die a whole lot. But one of these days, I will sit down and play it. I have already come up with the conclusion, though, of what I'm going to be playing after we beat Live-A-Live. I'm actually ahead of it this time. You guys ready for this? Okay, so I'm going to apologize in advance. Because I don't know where my original copy went for this game. I have absolutely no clue. So... because they have recently like remastered it and put it part of the PlayStation Plus premium tier or whatever, I was able to repurchase it for the PlayStation 5 port. However, I did not I'm just letting you know this now. I did not purchase PlayStation Plus premium. I just bought the game outright for $10 on their site. So, the game in question is Ape Escape 1. The very first Ape Escape game. I put so many hours into that game as a kid. I loved that game to absolute bits. I wanted to do something briefly that wasn't an RPG. Please inform me, how is this a cursed stream? What did I do? Because... let me just say, running around ball. Yeah, because I'm like thinking about how badly I want to play Ape Escape as well. Not that I am not having fun running from all of these fights, and like doing the rest of this game as much as I'm enjoying it. But I was never able to beat Ape Escape. I remember giving the controller to my dad to let him try. I cannot remember if Dad beat Spectre or not. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you, by the way, how many hours I put into Ape Escape as a kid, I still remember to this day the guy's name. So... I'm super excited for it. I do have Ape Escapes 2 and 3, though, on my PlayStation 2. That I still have. But I wanted something that didn't require a whole lot of thought, that could still involve some platforming, that was still such a good game. You never played Ape Escape. Oh, man. It was... So, keep in mind, like, the market for it was definitely, like, kids, right? Like, that's where else you're gonna be playing as a red-haired kid that kind of actually looks like Chrono. Running around catching monkeys with a butterfly net. Which, again, by the way, if you have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, you can download get/buy the game from the PlayStation Store for actually $10. Like $10 and some change because it's tax, right? But yeah, you can actually buy it and play it for yourself. But it's a lot of fun because you get like different kinds of gadgets. So you get like a little thing that allows you to like spin it a bunch, and then you can fly. You have a hula hoop that can attack enemies and like knock out monkeys. You get an RC car at one point in time. Ape Escape 2, though, I like the changes that they made to it, but not a lot of people liked Ape Escape 2 more than Ape Escape 1. I don't know where I stand on the which one's better thing, but it definitely was like super memey in and of itself. It was such a great game. It was kind of difficult because it's still a platformer. Like I can still think of all the places I died at regularly and often in this game. Because it was often, and it was regular. And I can tell you that the last world, the amusement park, was a pain in my butt. This stupid roller coaster. That in the area, once you get your flying tool, there's like an area in the clouds. It's like some sort of temple in the clouds thing. That's a nightmare too. That's not fun. But like the rest of the game's just super enjoyable and kid-friendly, like just fun. So I'm excited to get to play it again because I haven't played it since I had it on my PSP. And I can't just capture off my PSP for you guys, so I had to repurchase it. But I'm super excited. Yeah, it's not our typical Square Enix RPG. I mean, let's be honest here. We played like 3 Square Enix RPGs back to back to back. And as much as I want to continue playing more, I need a break. Granted, there was like a brief break in the middle there for like Avatar: The Last Airbender for the PlayStation 2. But I think me and everybody else wants to forget that that game existed. But yeah, no, you should totally play it. If you have the PlayStation Plus Premium, it's already free, you already have it, you can just go back and download it. Hey, you know, Super Mario 64 was fun, but I'm not redoing that boss fight ever again. The only way I won that thing was on pure accident, and I'm still so proud of myself for that. So proud. Oh. But, yeah, no. Ape Escape was great. Especially because it's not that expensive. Ape Escape 2 is also on there for $10. But if you're gonna play Ape Escape, start off with the first one because that thing was like pretty much a masterpiece in terms of the Ape Escape franchise. Ape Escape 2 just gets sillier and wackier and like more insane, like giant mech Gundam battles against monkeys in mechs. Like, oh yeah, the first one was great. I loved the first one so much. The first one was a total risk on Sony's part about like putting out a game that they thought was going to be kid-friendly with like no hope of it actually being that great. And it did so well, it spawned like a brief franchise. The later games never performed nearly as well as the first one. But also the first one was pretty awesome. I'm trying to think of how else to describe it, but like you also have like a slingshot at some point in time that you can like shoot monkeys out of the sky and then they land on the ground a little dazed and confused and then you catch them with a butterfly net and then they go back to the professor. Like you play as a kid that looks like Chrono. His name's Spike. So Spike's running around doing all of this. There is a professor who he's balding with like a big nose, but he's like got sweet old man eyes. And then there's a girl that yells at you all the time that you need to be like prioritizing stuff, and she looks like Misty from like Pokemon Misty. So, you know. Oh. I don't even know what number we're at. I think eventually we'll get there, though. I'm just gonna save it. I'm only here because it has a higher spawn rate. But yeah, no. In fact, actually, it was really funny. I went to go make that purchase for myself, so that this way I have a capacity to stream the game for you guys, right? So I went to go buy that for myself, and I'm friends with my little brother on PlayStation. And so, like, I logged into my computer to purchase it, and because I didn't want to unhook everything from downstairs. And I saw that, like, my little brother had already purchased both that and the second one for himself on his PlayStation. And that's what he's been doing. I'm like, that makes me feel so good about myself. Damn. Sorry, I'm just, like, looking at the dirt that's in my controller. My hands aren't necessarily dirty. It's just, you know, hand stuff over time. But yeah, no, it just... I was like, aw. Little brother got it too. There's no multiplayer component to it, but it's still just kind of nice. Makes me want them to put Digimon World on there and bring back that battle arena and have it have online capacities so that this way I can go play Digimon World and fight my brother in Digimon World with the Digimon that I have stored into the system. Because I'm crazy like that. You know, it's the little things. So, I'm very happy. And I started thinking about what I'm going to be doing on Fridays. Ooh. Digimon. Monster. I mean... I think back on that show often, and I'm like, I gotta think of a good way to watch it, because I'm not sure if the thing on Crunchyroll is actually the anime I used to watch as a kid. But that'd be great if it was. Because I would totally love to revisit that whole series. Ugh. But yeah, so I started thinking as well as to what I'm going to replace on Fridays in the system. Because, you know, we're coming up to, like, what I want to be the end for Rune Factory 5 in this case. And I started thinking about it because, for me, the end of the Rune Factory 5 stuff that we're doing involves getting married to the god that we're romancing. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to replace it with? I do retro here on Saturdays. I try to do bigger, like, larger story games on Fridays. Like, so let me think. And then I was thinking about it more. I'm like, well, what if I played Dragon Age Origins? I've already played, like, I practically have the first game memorized, but there's entire things that I've never seen before. Like, every time I play Dragon Age Origins, I play as, like, I play as a woman. So I really wonder how, like, the story would change if I, like, picked as a man and then romanced Morrigan. And then do the ending where, like, I live. Haven't played a Dragon Age game. They're fantastic. The way I would describe them, because Mass Effect got more of the love, so I would describe it as ancient or, like, fantasy form Mass Effect. Like, even the plot is practically the same for the first games each. One's just fantasy and one's just sci-fi. A lot of kids grew up with Mass Effect being their first one. Me, I played Dragon Age. But Dragon Age also doesn't have any voice acting for the original character. For, like, the main character. But in Dragon Age 2 and 3, they started giving voice acting. But I figured it'd be timely given that, sometime we're gonna get Dragon Age 4 to come out. Consoles that the first one is on it is on PC. It came out on the 360. Would be on the Xbox One. Came out on the PS3. Also on 4, I believe on 5 as well. I'm not 100% sure on that last bit, but definitely worth checking it out. Wait till you can get it on sale and get the gold edition or the complete edition or whatever they're gonna call it. Because there are 2 DLCs. When is the remaster? Right, I wish.